Hey, this is Luisa
And this is Rafael.
and welcome to another video.
Today we're gonna talk about culture shocks in Germany and also in Colombia.
In the first part, I will be talking about the cultural shocks that I experienced when I arrived in Germany, and in the second part, Rafael will be talking about the cultural shocks that he experienced when he traveled to Brazil and to Colombia.
Enjoy the video.
Spaziergang im Wald machen. Ah nein, jetzt rede ich auf Deutsch. Let's go while we talk. So, as you know guys, I come from Colombia and we have the washing stone where we wash our clothes per hand. In Latin America, every single house has one. In Germany, you won't find one. And the reason is why, because they just use the wash machine to wash everything. Another cultural shock was the dishwasher, because in Colombia we don't really have one, or we don't really use one, or at least I haven't seen one ever in my life. Not every single house in Germany has a dishwasher, but they're really common, they're really practiced, and yeah, but I think sometimes that they don't really wash the dishes correctly. I find them a little bit disgusting, but that's just my personal opinion. Hello.
Willst du noch einen Punkt sagen?
Okay, another really cool cultural shock was the trains. I have never been before in my life on a train, never traveled with one. I come from Cali, so no trains, just bus. And just been here and seen how many possibilities you have to travel with the train. Distance and traveling here is not really a problem, especially if you do it with a train. And traveling with the train, it's a really nice experience, except when they have delay, which is most of the time, but it's still worth it for me. I don't like the Deutsche, but I'm not getting paid enough for this. One very important cultural shock that was really a shock was how they celebrate Christmas and how they celebrate New Year's. In our culture, we are really familiar culture. Like, we celebrate a lot with our families. Christmas, it's really loud. There's a lot of music. There's a lot of people dancing around, eating a lot. You wait until 12, and then you wish everyone, Merry Christmas, and then you open the gifts and everything, and it really lasts long. Here in Germany, they also eat with the family and everything. I think they actually wish Merry Christmas to each other on the 25th, and then they open their gifts. But it's not really loud, there's not really a lot of music, there's not really a lot of people dancing around, and that was a really big cultural shock. And also New Year's, it's a date that we especially celebrate still with our families. It's also really loud, there's also celebration parties, fireworks everywhere. And here in Germany, you don't really celebrate with your family, but with your friends. You go to a club, you do another things, you just get drunk, you do other kind of stuff, but being with your family, and that was really a really big cultural shock. The biggest one of all, I think, is the weather. We don't really have seasons in Colombia. I mean, every single city has a different weather, and that's really cool. That's what makes us really unique. But in Germany, as you may know, you have the seasons, the year seasons, and then you have spring, you have summer, you have winter, and you have
Autumn.
Genau. And that's a really beautiful experience and shocking experience also, to see how the weather changes, how everything around you changes, but how also it has an impact on you. How, for example, not seeing the sun for some days in winter has an impact in your life on how do you feel. And also in summer, the sun, it's at 5 or 5:30 already out, and it gets down at around 9:30 at 9 or 10. So the days are longer. In winter, the days are shorter, and it all has an impact in your life, in the way you see life and you go through life. You feel maybe more down, or in summer you feel super happy. In summer, everyone in German is really happy and friendly, and yeah, that was really shocking. For me, it's beautiful. It's hard to go through, but I think it's really beautiful. And also to know the snow for the first time, that was also really beautiful. And that's it.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Maybe. I will try. Ah!
Bring noch sicher, okay?
Ja. Ay.
Nimm doch auf.
My boyfriend. Wieso bist du so handsome? Teenagers, when they're done with the school, they usually moved out of their house, and I don't know, they moved out with roomies, they moved out with partners, they just moved out of their house. In Latin America, we usually stay at home until we get married, and then, yeah, we start a new family, we start a new life with our partners. But you could be 30 years, 28 years and still live with your parents, and that's really common. And also, the government gives to the young people until the age of 25 something that's called Kindergeld, 25, Kindergeld, which is like money from that the state gives to them monthly, so that, I don't know, they can do whatever they want with the money, I think. And one last thing is the culture. People in Germany are close, people are a little bit colder, they take their distance. It takes time to know Germans, and you have to know it. So if you come here expecting to find people like in Colombia, warm and open, no, you won't. It's not really easy to make friends here because they have grown up with their own friends, with their own circle, so they already have their people, and it's really hard to get in. But they're friendly sometimes, and they're always respectful, or most of the time. And yeah, that's also a really, 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 really big cultural shock here in Germany. And with that, I think I'm done. If I get to have more, then we would do a second part, or just wait until Rafael makes the cultural shocks from Latin America. If you have more cultural shocks, also more ideas, you could also leave it on the comments, and we will be reading them. Thanks for staying and for accompanying us in our little walk through this, I don't know what, with a lot of trees. Yeah, 2 degrees, minus 2 degrees in winter, and that was really nice.
If you like the content, make sure to subscribe down below and write some nice comments and leave a like for the algorithm. Ciao!